Hello, 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 and thank you for tuning in to a slightly delayed version of Dantian Energy Presents numero 20. I greatly appreciate your patience. Each Dantian Energy Presents is about 20 to 30 minutes long. It consists of a topic of discussion, but first we start with a warm-up or, kind of getting grounded. Then we do a topic of discussion, then a guided meditation, and then finally some parting wisdom. Let's go ahead and get started with our tune in and tune up. As we introduce today's topic of discussion, feel free to do any form of expressive movement. It could be shaking, tapping, dancing, whatever feels good to you. As we kind of shake ourselves up from whatever we're doing just a few moments before. May I allow lungs. May I appreciate lungs. May I understand lungs. And may I let go of lungs. May I allow, appreciate, understand, let go of. May I allow, appreciate, understand, let go. May I allow, appreciate, understand, let go of lungs. Good. So no right ways to do it, no wrong ways to do it, simply shaking ourselves up from whatever we're doing just a few moments before to get ready for our session for today. And now, a valuable reminder, the real meditation is how you live your life. Some wise words by John Cabot. Lungs. Today's topic of discussion. What are lungs? Well, one definition or way to describe lungs is an elastic air sac. One way to define or describe the lungs is an elastic air sac. And what lungs do is they facilitate gas exchange. That's the function of the lungs, is it's facilitating a exchange of gas, primarily oxygen, carbon dioxide. As we know, there's plenty of other elements involved. Why do we care about lungs? Well, it's fundamental, it's formative. We got them. A lot of different species and animals, life out there has lungs of some shape, and it's original. Kind of going with fundamental and original. It's the first thing we ever do. No, it's the first activity we do as a being in this life. Breathe. Every breath is original. How do we practice and learn more about lungs? Observation. It's a great way. When was the last time you really paid attention to the lungs? We're going to do that today. Awareness. So by being open to life as it is, it's a good way to gain insight into lungs and practice. And this doesn't have to be holding your breath for 3 minutes, though it could be. You could do the Wim Hof method and go for 4 or 5 minutes, who knows. But even just, being more considerate and having a deliberate attention towards your breath in your lungs. Breathing is the greatest pleasure in life. Giovanni Papini. Ain't that a lovely quote? Lovely. And now it is time for us to get into our meditation. Today's meditation will be on lungs. So find yourself into a comfortable meditative position, whatever that means for you. Your position or posture of meditation may be the object of your meditation. And as we do so, let's first begin by tuning into the world as it. First beginning with our sense of sight. Seeing whatever we may see, allowing our visual. Next, tuning into whatever we may hear, accepting whatever arises. Now, paying attention to whatever we feel, particularly our touch, perhaps our points of contact, or the fabric on our skin. And next, paying attention to whatever you may smell. Perhaps giving ourselves a challenge of picking out as many smells as we can. And finally, tuning into whatever we take. Seeing if we can allow and accept the taste in our mouth as it is. We now feel ourselves in space, our orientation. Finally begin turning inward, feeling our inner sense, however that feels. And as we continue to turn inward, now is a good opportunity to perhaps gently close your eyes, or perhaps a soft, fixed gaze. Good. And we'll first begin with the foundation of our practice, the breath. Simply begin paying attention to the breath. Allowing the experience of breathing. No right way to breathe. No wrong way to breathe. Simply breathe. Noticing the in breath, the out breath. Perhaps a moment of stillness. Good. And now, quite appropriate, I would like you to bring to conscious awareness your lungs. And we're going to weave and mend together your breath and the lungs. Feeling the vastness and expansion of your chest. The contraction. Feeling the lungs in your breath. The breath in your lungs. Lungs and the breath. Breath in your lung. No breath. No lungs. Feeling together the breath and the lung. Now let's continue to expand our conscious awareness from our breath and our lungs to throughout our body. Perhaps starting with our lungs and expanding throughout our chest, into our back, up into our shoulders and neck, feeling our jaws, head, perhaps all the way up into our scalp, flowing back down through our neck, all the way down through our arms, to our fingertips, perhaps coming back up through the chest, the belly, lower back. To our points of contact in our legs, calves, shins, all the way down to our toes. Tuning into our body from our head to our toes, wherever and however we are able. And if we're feeling any particular sensation, allowing, accepting, and appreciating those sensations as they are. And if we are so inclined, perhaps extending love and kindness in any way to those areas, or perhaps to our whole body. Good. And now, I particularly want you to feel your lungs in the body. Feel your lungs from the inside out. Feeling the lungs in the body, the lungs of the body of lungs, lungs and the body and lungs. No body, no lungs. Good. And continuing to expand our conscious awareness from our physical sensation to anything we may be feeling at all the complexity of emotion, perception, simply tuning into anything we may be feeling in this moment. Allowing, accepting, and appreciating those feelings. If we're so inclined, so able, perhaps extending love and kindness towards whatever we are feeling right now. And next, let's begin to feel our lungs. The feeling of lungs. Whatever lungs feels like to you. No right way to feel, no wrong way to feel. Simply feeling into the experience of lungs. And as we do so, perhaps taking a moment to appreciate how our feelings have changed from one moment to the next, and how that has shaped our reality. And next, let's engage with the mind. Let's first begin by observing the mind. Perhaps the volume, the speed, sounds of the mind, colors, tones, themes of the mind, weight, movement, any observations of the mind. How is it that we observe the mind? And now, using that wonderful and powerful mind, let us bring to mind, in the greatest detail possible, lungs. Imagining into lungs, through lungs, any details of lungs you may imagine. The pieces, the parts, the micro, the macro, all the surrounding interconnected bits of lung. lungs in all of its glory. Good. And now you may start with that lung you envisioned in all that great detail, and begin expanding that to all the lungs in all the universe. All the lungs that are, all the lungs that ever have been and ever will be in the present moment. All the lungs in the universe, all the lungs of all time. Infinite, vast, interconnected, and complex, all of the lungs, yet unified under their one true nature of being lungs. And now, just as we have brought lungs to our conscious awareness a few times, let us now let go and allow lungs fade to nothing. Lungs to nothing. Nothing. And as we conclude our practice of the loving kindness practice, let's first begin by bringing to conscious awareness an object or entity you connect with very easily. Offering it love and kindness in any way, shape, or form. Next, bringing yourself to conscious awareness, showering yourself inside and out with love and kindness anyway. And now, bringing into conscious awareness someone who has helped you recently, offering them love, kindness, in any way. And now, bringing into conscious awareness someone or something you know is experiencing difficulty or challenge or suffering, and offering them love and kindness in any way. Now, bringing to conscious awareness someone you care for very deeply, very profoundly, and offering them love, kindness, any way. Now, bringing to conscious awareness someone who has positively influenced your life in a way. You may know them personally, you may not, and offering them love and kindness in any way. Good. As we begin to wrap up this practice, let us remind ourselves that a plethora of experiences may have arisen throughout the totality of this session. May we continue to turn towards those experiences and all experiences as we did in that moment and any moment, with allowance and acceptance and appreciation and an effort to see life as it is. Now, begin to return to our presence, to our rooms, and our environment, in our spaces, in our bodies, our breath, and again to the present moment, and thank ourselves for taking this time, honor ourselves in the present moment. Now, some parting wisdom. Hassan was asked to officiate the funeral of a provincial lord. He had never met lords and nobles before, so he was very nervous. When the ceremony started, Hassan sweated. Afterwards, when he had returned, he gathered his pupils together. Hassan confessed that he was not yet qualified to be a teacher, for he lacked the sameness of bearing in the world of fame that he had possessed in the secluded temple. Then Hassan resigned and became a pupil of another master. 8 years later, he returned to his former pupils, enlightened. Wise word. Thank you all for taking the time to engage in the present moment, in this moment, or any moment you may be able. If you got anything out of it, think about making a one-time donation, becoming a monthly supporter on Patreon. Really consider liking, commenting, sharing, anything of that sort. My goal, our goal, is to connect with as many people as humanly possible. So literally anything you do helps towards that. I also love saying hi. So thank you all. It was an honor and pleasure as always. Thank you also for your patience. I'm here most weeknights at 7:30. Started at 8 o'clock at night. Most weeknights, 7:30. Dantian Energy presents. See you next time. Best ventures and much love.